The slaughter of hundreds of young children and llamas has been discovered in Peru from the 15th century. More than 140 boys and girls aged between 5 and 14 were slaughtered in what is thought to be a mass sacrifice to the gods of a now extinct religion. Many of the children and juvenile animals had their hearts cut out during the grisly ritual, which archaeologists say was performed to appease the gods. It is thought a huge El Niño caused major flooding and storms which triggered the bloody sacrifice. Analysis of the remains of more than 200 juvenile llamas and humans dates it to approximately 1450, during the peak of the Chimu civilization in northern coastal Peru. The Huanchaquito Los Llamas burial site is a 7,500 square foot area located less than half a mile from the Chimu's capital Chanchan, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its ancient empire controlled a 600-mile-long territory along the Pacific coast and interior valleys from the modern Peru-Ecuador border before the Incan Empire took over. The study findings come after 6 years of excavation work at the site from 2011 to 2016. Study author John Verano, professor of anthropology at Tulane University, said, "This site opens a new chapter on the practice of child sacrifice in the ancient world." This archaeological discovery was a surprise to all of us. We had not seen anything like this before, and there was no suggestion from ethno-historic sources or historic accounts of child or camelid sacrifices being made on such a scale in northern coastal Peru. We were fortunate to be able to completely excavate the site and to have a multidisciplinary field and laboratory team to do the excavation and preliminary analysis of the material. Anatomical and genetic tests published in the journal PLOS I says cuts across the children and llama's sternum suggested they had their chests cut open to remove their hearts. Professor Prieto said, "Accessing the heart by transverse sectioning of the sternum is a technique familiar to modern thoracic surgeons and is known by various names." The purpose of opening the chests of the children can only be hypothesized, but heart removal is a likely motivation. Human and animal sacrifices are known from a variety of ancient cultures and are often performed as part of funerary, architectural, or spiritual rituals. There is very little evidence, before this discovery, of the brutal practice in this region of South America. Professor Prieto said, "In number, it greatly exceeds the known sample of Inca child sacrifices from high-altitude sites in the Andes." It also is substantially larger than the only other mass sacrifice of children known from the New World, that of 42 children in offering 48 at the Mexico Templo Mayor in central Mexico. The presence of a thick layer of mud on top of the sand in which the children and camelids were buried, as well as the presence of human and animal footprints made while the mud was still wet, suggests that the sacrificial event occurred shortly after heavy rainfall and flooding in an arid region that receives negligible rainfall under normal conditions. While the correlation between heavy rains and the sacrifice may be coincidental, it is tempting to hypothesize that the two events are associate and that the mass offering of children in camelids may have been an attempt to appease the gods and mitigate the effects of a major El Niño Southern Oscillation event that occurred around 1400-1450.